gesammt ein Feld von 28 Teilnehmern, 14 Startreihen zu beenden. Reihe 6 Max Busch und Bennett Arendt, vor Adrian Ludwig und André Petropoulos in der 7. Startreihe 13 und 14. Und für die Piloten sind die Startreihe 35.
So there are more overtakes happening through in senior Rotax. Maurice Schmeis now makes it a JJ Racing 1-2, having gotten past Lukas Hartmann in the 309. And that is for second position on the road, but things are rather tightly packed at the beginning of the first couple of minutes of this race. So the drivers now making their way through the S-bends. So Luca Thiel, who took the lead in the intermediate classifications after the ranking following the heats, now is leading the way ahead of Maurice Schmeis. Linus Henson trying to get himself back up into the top three. Other drivers that have made moves up the order. Henson is now in fourth place and has got Nico Handke just behind. Lucas Thompson rounds out the top six ahead of Luca Köster. Kian Agasade, first time I've seen the 362 up into the top 10 this weekend. Darius Nito and also Max Busch complete the top 10 as, that's a bit of a, that was not cut, that was very cut and dry right there and then, because Maurice Schuring put the brakes on Henson. Henson nearly got collected by Handke, who goes up the inside through turn 3, and all of a sudden Lucas Thompson gets through and jumps up from 6th to 4th at the drop of a hat. And there's been a multiple kart incident, and that is on turn 3, the 341. Maddox Fitz, yesterday's pole sitter in time qualifying. So you're probably going to find the likes of maybe Jan Heinen might have been involved, or maybe Andrei Petropoulos in the 301, but that was a multi-kart incident going through turn number 3. That's not what you want at this particular moment in time, because you're going to find out the hard way whether drivers will be able to come back from certain altercations, and that being one of them, not exactly what they would want to see. So 9 minutes and 45 seconds plus an additional lap still to go in this race. Now fighting tooth and nail for every single millimetre, every single inch on the circuit. And Luca Thiel is still hanging on to the lead of the race, but by just over a tenth of a second. Behind is Lucas Hartmann, who's now trying to go for the lead up the inside of Luca Thiel through turn 2, gets the move done. And now this is going to open the floodgates. There is one kart that I've just seen, so it's Darius Nitu and Andrei Petropoulos that has I've just seen. And Philip Keskik down in 26th position, but the battle for the lead well and truly on. It looks like 7 drivers are going to be contesting that. And the one at the front of the field is Luca Thiel at this moment in time. Now things are starting to expand a little bit, because there's been a little bit of a drama for Maurice Schmeis, who now is behind, well, who was behind, but is now in front of Lucas Thompson, who briefly got up into 3rd position before Schmeis elbowed his way through turn 2. Schmeis now trying to get past as well. It looks like, I think that Linus Henson could be very much in the mix. Current reigning and defending champion. And Henson now up from 6th into 4th. So Maurice Schmeis and Nico Handke respectively in 6th and 5th position on the road. But now Linus Henson has got past Lucas Thompson and now is up into P3. Luca Costa, I think, has fallen by the wayside, unfortunately. 366 now finds himself out of the race on lap number 6. We've still got 7 minutes and 22 seconds remaining in this race, and Luca Thiel is hanging on to the lead by the slightest strand of rope he can find, and probably has a finger and a thumb to it at the moment, because Lucas Hartmann is closing in number 309. So Henson has got time to find 1.261 seconds to be precise. At the moment, Maddox Wirtz is the fastest driver out of everybody at the moment. Maddox Wirtz, who now sits in 19th position behind the number 328 of Vivian Michel Haidt. Jan Heinen rounds out the top 20. Luca Costa has officially retired from the race. A real shame for the 366. But Lucas Hartmann just biding time, waiting. And now Linus Henson has broken away from Nico Handke to the tune of just over half a second. Through into the S-bends once again. Gap has been no higher than just over 0.2 of a second between 1st and 2nd position in this race, because Luca Thiel and Lucas Hartmann are literally running at the same pace. They're in the 45.8s at the moment. Other drivers that improved on lap time, Linus Henson now has got the gap down to about 1.2, just over a second and a quarter. So Linus Henson is on the move, on the march, and he's the quickest out of the top 3. Nico Handke is the quickest out of the top 4 with a 45.849 second lap time. It's been a bit of a difficult day already for the 327 of Bennett Arends, who we saw at the sharper end of the grid. I'm wondering whether the 327 from RS Competition might be having an early respite. And it's a real shame, because Arends was very, very quick yesterday, especially in the second heat. So 24 drivers still circulating after 11 laps. Yep, that's the sign I didn't want to see from Bennett Arons, and unfortunately looks like we're going to have our 4th retirement out of 28 drivers. But Lucas Hartmann is staying close to Luca Thiel, not giving the 399 any opportunity to breathe as they go through the S's. So Hartmann is close, waiting like Shere Khan in the reeds, like in the Jungle Book, waiting for Mowgli. They come through the chicane once again. We're on to the completion of lap number 13. We still have another 4 minutes plus an additional lap. So that could be another 5-6 laps maybe. We could hit nigh on 20 laps at the pace that we're running in at the moment. And Maddox Wirtz is again, not this lap, just gone, but the lap before, has put in the fastest lap of anybody, a 45.492. And now he's got past Lasse Reinhardt, Jan Heinen and Luisa Keller in the meantime. So a real good effort, but Luca Thiel controlling proceedings like he needs to. And Lucas Hartmann trying to close in. Linus Henson has not been able to make any inroads here today. As now Hartmann's really got the drive coming out of the final corner. Could this be where Luca Thiel loses the lead? Hartmann to the inside, through into turn 2 on lap number 15, and gets the move done on Luca Thiel. But as they say, the boot can sometimes be on the other foot. So Lucas Hartmann will have to fight for that position. Maddox Wirtz up past Lukas Vavajanak for 14th place. Jan Heinen past Lasse Reinhardt for 17th position. And Bennett Arons, as of lap 10, is an officially confirmed retirement, I'm afraid. Maximilian Pergand is the last of the 24 runners and riders that has crossed the stripe. And we're on to the latter stages of this race. 2.5 minutes to go. And Lucas Hartmann is fighting against Luca Thiel and also fighting against the conditions. Luca Thiel back up the inside to repay the favour. Pay it forward, as you will, and gets the job done. Retakes the lead on lap number 16. Through turn 2. A great move from the 399. It's one of the more prevalent overtaking spots here at Kerpen, but whilst they've been battling away, Linus Henson has been chipping away at that gap and did a 45.819 second lap time. That was nearly 2 tenths quicker than Lucas Hartmann. That was nearly 4 tenths quicker than Luca Thiel on that previous lap. So Linus Henson is closing. Whilst these two have been battling away, look how Henson is closing the gap. It was 0.986 last time around. That's been nearly halved. That's 0.567 seconds between Linus Henson and Lucas Hartmann, as Hartmann's trying to fight his way past Luca Thiel. Luca Thiel's not wanting to give that place up, and Linus Henson is now reeling them in. Hook, line and sinker. 1 minute and 20 to go plus an additional lap. Henson on a charge. Hartmann trying to get past Thiel. Thiel not giving any quarter. Double waved yellows coming through the exit of the S's. We've had a massive incident. Kian Agasade and Nico Handke have come together. And Handke's already been in the trenches yesterday as of Heat 2. So top 3 last time around were covered by just over 7.5 tenths. Make that less than 6 tenths now. 0.574, and another personal best lap time from Linus Henson in 3rd place. So the double wave yellows. So I'm wondering how that all happened between Nico Handke and Kian Agasade, because the pair of them now are not having a great day on Sunday. And Nico Handke's race in Heat 2 yesterday was really one that he would rather forget. Now this becomes the 2nd race in a row where that's happened. 18 seconds to go plus an additional lap in this race. We are now on to lap. We're going to be on the completion of lap number 18, so we are going to hit 20 laps by the end of the timer. So lap number 19, the penultimate lap of this race. Timer hits 0 as we go through turn 2 for the penultimate time. Top 3, line astern. There were 4 tenths covering 1st to 3rd last time around. Into the S's for the penultimate time. Through we go. Into the right. Now into the next left. Into the right again. And into the next left. That brings them out of the S's. One more lap after this one. It's going to be a real humdinger of a contretemps between these three. So Luca Thiel still leading. Lucas Hartmann, Linus Henson. They now have one more lap to go. And across the line, final lap board is out. 0.329 separates the top three. Hartmann sends the old dummy on Luca Thiel, tries the old Nigel Mansell 1990s Formula One trick, but it doesn't pay off. Through into the S's. It's going to be about who gets the best run. Luca Thiel is in the prime position to defend and make the back axle of the 399 as wide as humanly possible. But it's also dependent on the grit and the determination of the two behind. Who's going to come out on top? Hartmann with a look over the right shoulder sees Henson right up close and personal. The chicane and one more left-hander to negotiate. But he's going to hang on. Luca Thiel does the business in race one and wins by 0.127 seconds. That was a winning margin. Top three rounded out by Linus Henson, covered by just over a quarter of a second. Lucas Thompson, who was in the mix for possibly a top three finish, rounds out the top four. Maurice Schmeis completes the top five ahead of Adrian Dobric, Finch Diak, Max Busch, Leander Luke Schneider and Maddox Wirtz, who completes the top 10. Giuseppe Fico in 11th ahead of Lukas Vavajanak, Mats Johan Overhoff in 13th ahead of Jan Heinen. Louisa Kehler completes the top 15 in the 331 ahead of Denny Bount, Vivian Michel Haidt, Mark Schuckmann, Lasse Reinhardt, Finley Hamfrecht, who completes the top 20, and rounding out the 22 drivers that completed the race, Philip Keskik and also Maximilian Pergand, who should be crossing the line momentarily, or will be heading into the pits very shortly. Following the train of karts that are going in. Retirements, lap 15, a clash between Nico Hanke and Kian Agasade put them out of the race with just a few laps remaining. Bennett Arends retired on the halfway distance, lap 10. Luca Costa, lap 6, and Darius Nitu and Andrei Petropoulos on lap number 4.